Well, the ANC has lashed out at the Mail and Guardian newspaper. It wants the publication to retract an article accusing its chairperson of soliciting bribes from mining company Gold Fields. The newspaper reports that an investigation by an international law firm found that shares allocated to Mbete constituted bribery. The law firm made no finding against her. For more on this now, I'm joined from our Cape Town studios by Craig McKune. He's a journalist from the MNG Centre for Investigative Journalism. And here in Johannesburg in my studio, ANC spokesperson Khusela Sangoni-Khawe is here with us as well. We're hoping to get answers from both of them. We'll start with Craig in Cape Town. Craig, afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. So the contentious headline then reads, Gold Fields bribed Mbete, yet three lines down into the story, the line says the law firm made no finding against Mbete. Which is it?
The law firm found significant detail, or the law firm reports a significant detail that a representative of Mbete has threatened to scuttle the deal unless she was given a much bigger stake in the Gold Fields transaction.
Mm-hmm. What evidence do you have to back this up?
The firm had the law firm Paul Weiss had full access to Gold Fields' own documents, and they interviewed several important witnesses with direct knowledge of the deal. They reported full details of this in their report, and they outlined a meeting between Baleka Mbete's representative, who acknowledged that he was representing Mbete, and a Gold Fields consultant. And yes, what was claimed, or what was reported as the allegation that Gold Fields was told, if you do not give Mbete a bigger stake, we will scuttle this empowerment consortium. That was the allegation. The law firm wasn't able to secure an interview with Mbete. That's one witness that was not interviewed, and that's why it made no specific finding against her, because it couldn't test her testimony against the remainder of its evidence.
All right, Khusela, let's bring you in here. Why do you say that this particular story, and the headline specifically, is defamatory?
Thank you very much, Nikiwe. I think maybe we must start off by reaffirming the ANC's commitment to fighting corruption wherever it finds itself and whoever is implicated. However, having said that, we appreciate that all South Africans are innocent until proven guilty. Now you have a Mail and Guardian that runs on the front page a huge story screaming the Gold Fields has bribed the ANC chair. We all know that bribery is a crime. And if the ANC chairperson is being accused of a crime, we would expect more substantial evidence to back it up. Now, when you go through the story, at no point do they speak about who bribed the chairperson, where did this bribe happen, when, how much, and what was involved. Now, you cannot try somebody in the court of public opinion and you're not able to back it up.
But the findings of this particular investigation by this law firm says that a representative of hers negotiated on her behalf to secure more shares as part of this particular deal. Does that not constitute bribery in your view?
No, that is exactly the problem with the story. We are all supposed to depend on assumptions, on suppositions. At no point does the story speak conclusively on any issue. In fact, if you go through the story, it speaks more to the details of the deal that happened.
But it says this particular meeting took place.
No, let's come to the detail of the issue. Now, bribery is a crime. And for somebody to bribe somebody, there must be money or there must be goods that exchange hands in order to alter somebody's behavior. Now, the national chairperson at that point was neither a representative of government, she was neither anybody who can influence the particular deal. The Mail and Guardian, by its own admission in the story, says that they don't know how she could have influenced that particular deal. But they don't shy away from the fact that they wanted to
Did her representative have this particular meeting?
Well, we don't want to go into the merits of the issue, because at this point, we've had a discussion with the national chairperson, and I think it is on that basis that we are extremely confident on the position that we're saying. The Mail and Guardian always seeks to discredit the ANC. This is not the first time.
Meeting took place.
This is not the first time that the Mail and Guardian has wanted to discredit the ANC and its leaders.
Did she say such a meeting took place?
And they do this. Sorry, let me finish my point. They do this through innuendo, through supposition, through assumptions, which is then leading you to ask me the questions that you are asking now.
You say that the national chairperson was defamed. Did she take part in such a meeting, or did her representative participate in such a meeting asking for more shares as part of this deal?
The deal that was concluded with Gold Fields, as far as our understanding, pertained to issues of renewal of mining lights at the South Deep mine of Gold Fields. There were a number of shareholders that were involved. It was not only the national chairperson. A lot more of those shareholders are even more prominent than she is. Some of them very prominent international figures. We have former high commissioners that are represented there. It is not the national chairperson alone. But the point that we're making is that
but I'm asking specifically about
for her to have been able, remember this whole thing is based on assumption that had she not received those extra shares, then the deal would not have gone through because she would have used some influence that she's perceived to have. Now, what we're saying is the African National Congress is that Comrade Mbete did not possess any such influence at that particular point. But
even
the Mail and
as
Guardian,
the chairperson of the ruling party.
No, she does not make decisions on issues of
let's
mining
bring in
rights.
Craig here. Craig, your response to what Khusela has said, that in fact in this particular report you don't show or prove how she might have influenced this deal.
No, we don't, and
but surely that's tardy.
The fact is that her representative met with Gold Fields' representative on October 18th, and the allegation has been made by the investigators based on their evidence that there was a threat made that if Mbete did not get 25 million rands worth of shares extra, the deal would be scuttled. How she would do this, as we reported, is not clear, but she occupies a significantly powerful position in the country, and with respect to government, even if she doesn't have direct evidence there. What the investigators found, weighing up the evidence and the various testimony of their witnesses and documentations, they found that the denial by Baleka's representative that there was no threat to scuttle the deal, they found no credibility in this.
Is it not? Craig, is it not irresponsible for you to make the claim that she was in a position to influence or threat or scupper that deal if you have no conclusive evidence of your own that she did indeed do that through herself or through the representative?
This international law firm had full access to Gold Fields' own documents and several witnesses. These were their findings, which we accurately reported on. No, it was not wrong of us to report that, and the evidence is compelling in the report.
All right. Now, Khusela, I want to go back to the issue of bribery and it constituting a crime. This did not just emerge from this particular report. Other people who have been cited extensively have said that there was allegedly a lot of pressure for this particular deal to go ahead from various influential quarters. Is the ANC probing that?
Well, I think when you say other influential sources and then you're referring to somebody who happens to be an opposition leader, it becomes suspect, because
she
you
may
are
well
going
be
to
an
have
opposition leader, but she was the chairperson of Gold Fields. Presumably she would be privy to all sorts of dealings which are taking place.
And presumably she would have a lot of things that she would like to say that would want to demonize the ANC and its leadership. In fact, on that particular point, if Dr. Mampele Ramphele or the chairperson of Gold Fields or anybody else for that matter has any information that proves that indeed Comrade Mbete, the chairperson of the ANC, would have committed such a crime, then as the ANC we would call upon them to bring that information through to the law enforcement authorities for it to be handled appropriately. What we are not going to allow is a situation where the Mail and Guardian and any other media for that matter can just wake up and write a story without any conclusive evidence. Tardy journalism.
Are you going to sue?
Objective. We are reserving our full rights to legal counsel on this matter.
Will she sue in her personal capacity?
Comrade Mbete has been defamed in this instant as the national chairperson of the ANC in her personal capacity, as well as the organization that she represents. So I think that if any legal action is going to be taken by the ANC moving forward, it's going to be all of us acting in harmony against what we believe is a trial in the court.
Which you claim is really concerned about bribery and corruption. Is this something that you yourselves will also look into?
I think most definitely, but we are not going to do it on the basis of some unfounded, unobjective reports of the Mail and Guardian. We have extensive experience.
You will look into it.
We have extensive
we'll hold you to that. Let's get a final word from Craig. Craig, your closing thoughts here. We have run out of time. They want the ANC wants a retraction and an apology, I believe it says in the statement.
No, we stand by our story and we have no reason to consider doing that. However, we are always open to hearing new facts. and we would welcome them and Baleka and Mbete to bring these to us, and we will accurately report these as we have reported the findings of these investigators.
Great, thank you so much for your time, and Khusela, thank you so much.
News that moves. eNCA.com.